Good morning. Welcome to the Build in Digital micro conference. My name is Joe Brune. I'm the Managing Director of Build in Digital, and I am today's host. Today, we've got a really exciting session planned, looking at transforming construction, the power of visualization software for enhanced project success. This session will explore how advanced visualization tools are transforming the construction industry by enhancing design processes and project management. Our speakers today will explore the latest trends in 3D modeling, augmented reality, virtual reality applications, showcasing how these technologies improve collaboration, stakeholder engagement, and decision making. We will discover how embracing these innovative tools can elevate your projects and drive efficiency in the digital construction landscape. I'm delighted to welcome Danny Williams, who is the CEO of Visible Aspect Drone Services.
Just here basically to talk about what we're doing with drones using sort of the visualization software, and how that aids us in putting our product and what we our capabilities to the clients or to the general public, because not everybody obviously understands. We do a lot of sort of thermal imaging, lidar scanning, everything like that using drones. So if you go I've got a presentation booked for next week, I think. So I've got to put all this to a whole village, looking for water leaks within this village. They've had a lot of problems. Thames Water are sort of not playing ball, and they've had leaks for about 3 or 4 years. So we've come in, thermal imaged the whole village, and now I've got to present this thermal imaging to the whole, because it's a committee-led estate, basically 170 houses. Without the 3D and the 2D visualization maps, a lot of the people sort of get lost in the data. So, for instance, you could be, you've got to really sort of be able to show people, because you can't teach them how to read thermals, you can't teach them how to read all this stuff in a limited amount of time. And you're dealing with everyone from sort of the age of sort of 18 up to sort of like 90. So a lot of people sort of don't understand technology. So by creating these maps, by creating the visualizations, you're able to put it on the big screen or projector, present it to everyone, but then they're also seeing something they already know. So they can see their village, they can see their site, their whatever. So they can sort of point out where things are. So when you're talking about certain areas and then zooming into those areas, they already know where you are on the map. So you haven't got to answer the 200 million questions of where is that exactly? What does this link to? What's this on? It's all there, and you can zoom in and zoom out, completely interactive. So, the use of visualization software is it's a must, especially this day and age with these projects being so big and everything else. So what I was going to do, share the screen. I'll give you an example of one of the. So this is part of a map that we're currently working on. So this was 2,000 images taken from a drone. So the drone obviously flew the map. We put all of the information into, we just use Pix Pro. So we put all the information into Pix Pro. They then crunch all the data, do everything else, and then produce the maps for us. So we can zoom into the maps and we can point out sort of all the areas of interest for the residents to look at, because obviously all the works on this job are voted in by the residents, bearing in mind that they all have to pay for the works. So, for instance, everywhere we've got the water pipes going through, which we can see exactly where they've dug the roads up, put pipes in, whether it be BT, gas, electric. There's no maps for this actual village for where any of the water is. We're in the process of sort of fighting Thames Water for stuff, and it's an old MOD base. So with the MOD, we've we've got the deeds, we've got everything else, but again, there's no plans, there's nothing to where any of the water pipes. So with this, our other aim is to sort of locate the water pipes. We know where a lot of them are because they were probably put in, but we're also using the drones and the software to locate the pipes. For instance, we can see the pipes where they cross the roads. We can also see, if you look closely, you can see where the pipes move up through the gardens, and the paths and everything else. So we can see them crossing the road, crossing the driveways. Now, which is very interesting because Thames Water have confirmed and promised us that there is no pipes running up this area at all on the fronts, but we are showing two pipes. So this is where all this comes in, and they'd have never found them had it not been for the thermal imaging drone. But yeah, with that sort of stuff, it's really important to be able to showcase your work to any of your clients or anyone, and also pass this information on to, say, water companies, to any other contractors that are possibly going to be digging or working in the area. For instance, we identified there's a street light here which underground. This was a 37-degree day this day, so done it at night. But obviously we've got a heat source coming from the ground, so potential electrical problem underground there for this lamppost. So a lot of other stuff got thrown up, but it's good because then we can pass this information on to the different contractors, to everything else, so they can look at where they're working and sort of basically fix the problems that we would have never found without it. Obviously, visible aspect, we sort of deal with everything really to do with drones. So that being 3D mapping using LiDAR, thermals, just normal 3D models, 3D modeling. We sort of cover the whole lot. This is one of the images we got from the 3D mapping. So obviously we use it to sort of transform construction. A lot of we're facing a few problems because a lot of the people in construction still are reluctant to come away from the old style of surveying and stuff like this. So we find that, but once we produce things for them, show them what we can do, how quick we can do it, how much cheaper and safer it is as well. It sort of turns heads and changes people's minds. But for instance, like this job, if you was trying to thermal image the whole of the estate, would have took weeks and weeks and weeks. With the drone, we did 3 nights of scanning, but the actual maps were made. I think it was about 2 hours of flying. And then I think half a day of crunching the data, putting it through PixPro, who then created their maps. We've got 3D map and a 2D map. But yeah, I mean, this is from the 3D map. So 3D modeling enhances project design by allowing the development of complex designs. The advanced visualization techniques helps architects and engineers to better see their projects prior to physical construction, leading to improved accuracy, efficiency, and collaboration in the building process. So as you can see, that's sort of what we get on PixPro. That's part of the 3D map, so we can sort of move that around, we can measure, we can do everything else. With the thermals, we don't tend to do a lot of the measuring, so the thermals, will get them and then we'll start the groundworks, dig the holes, confirm the presence of water. But with the LiDAR and things like that, obviously if we're doing a site and we want to map, say we're doing stock check on, they want to know how many bricks they've got, we can put it all together, put it through some different software, and then it will give us like the complete number of bricks to sort of how much is in a mound heap and different elevations, so we can all measure it. So it's pretty good stuff. Obviously, what the other guys were talking about, immersive AR and VR applications. So VR offers stakeholders a fully immersive experience, enabling them to explore project designs with virtual environment, enhancing and understanding and engagement. So virtual reality is, as you can see from the other guys, they're absolutely brilliant presentation. What they do looks amazing. And obviously it just shows how people's perspectives, once they see something, they sort of buy into it and really believe it. And then obviously AR tools enhance real-time decision making by overlaying digital data on the physical world, making projects more interactive and efficient for stakeholders. Again, that was already covered in the last presentation. Like, yeah, amazing stuff. So visible aspect. Obviously, drones are employed for aerial site surveys, significantly enhancing the collection of project data. Instead of now sending 2, 3, 4 men out to a massive site, huge site over kilometres for a couple of weeks to get the data to mark, put pins in to mark everything out, then go away, put that data into the system, which there's a possibility then there could be errors in the recordings and what they've written down and taken away. The drones now just go up. It's all set beforehand, autonomous. So we'll start the mission. The drone will then go up, collect all the data we need. Only come back literally for us to change the batteries, and then we'll just watch it through the sky as it goes through, does its job, come back, and then we take that data, put it into the system, and then just crunch everything together and get all the deliverables from that, which is all then passed over like sort of a BIM. So obviously automated flight planning, like I just said about, so it simplifies the flight operations, leading to improved efficiency in the project management. And then we use obviously the PixPro 3D mapping software. So it provides precise, reliable site mapping, ensuring detailed survey results essential for construction. So with that, obviously they get their deliverables, and we can sort of go from one map to the other, overlay and things like this. It's pretty good. So future trends and challenges, adoption hurdles. So as I said earlier, key challenges to widespread implementation include high costs and resistance to change, which can hinder the adoption of new technologies in construction. But the upcoming innovations, future trends predict greater integration of AI and machine learning into visualization tools, enhancing efficiency and decision-making processes in construction. So yeah, this brings us to the end of my thing. So obviously we use, as you see there, this is the large map of one of the villages in Oxford. So advancements in visualizations have significantly transformed construction practices through innovative solutions. I was talking to PixPro as well. So if anyone was interested, they gave me a coupon. So anyone that wanted to try it or use it, they can get 15% off if they wanted to. So you can just go back through the recording and grab that if you wanted it.
And then finally, we just heard from Danny Williams, who's the CEO of Visible Aspect Drone Services. And Danny highlighted how visualization technologies are transforming construction and communities. First, 3D modeling, AR and VR, enhancing design accuracy, collaboration, and stakeholder engagement. And then drones and automated mapping tools like PixPro 3D are improving efficiency and precision in site surveys. Overall, these innovations can reshape the industry by making construction more efficient, immersive, and data-driven.